Welcome back everyone. Following the Lakers taking Game 1 over Memphis, the entire narrative has begun to change. They went from being viewed as the underdogs to now being the heavy favorites. And while everything can change within a game or two, I think we can all agree they look like the better team on Sunday. In fact, they looked as good as they have all year now. Everybody knows they got better at the trade deadline, though they definitely did not immediately click. It took a little while for them to get comfortable with each other, and especially on offense. Though it now appears that they are getting there if they are not already. It began with them finding the perfect starting lineup combination, and then it only got better when their bench units started performing well too. If they are able to keep this up, then they could not only pull off a round 1 upset, but even go much deeper into the NBA playoffs. And in today's video, we are going to talk about why it's looking more and more likely that they could do it. Before we do that though, I would genuinely appreciate it if you could take a brief moment to drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and hit that notification bell to never miss out when I upload a video. Without further ado though, let's dive right into it, and we'll begin by talking about the improvement they've gotten from their role players. I mean, there's a night and day difference between pre-trade deadline and post-trade deadline Austin Reeves. And then we cannot forget to mention Rui Hachimura either. The guy's been incredible for them off the bench lately, and at this point, I think we all know what he gave them in Game 1. Rui Hachimura came off the bench, dropped 29 points in under 23 minutes. He was truly great in his Laker playoff debut, though it's been much more than that game alone. Again, that definitely was the one that stood out lately, but he has quietly been giving them great production off the bench for a while now. Not all of it has been reflected through the stat sheet, but Rui has become a staple within their rotation. And that's really quite the compliment when you remember he nearly fell out of it about a month ago, which Darvin Ham even took blame for after Rui's latest performance.
Darvin, Hachimura had a DNP just I think it was like a dozen games ago. Did you have any conversations with him around that time? And I guess how have you seen his confidence kind of grow in the weeks since then that kind of led to maybe the fearlessness that he showed today?
Yeah, that DNP was kind of on me. I went rogue with our rotation. But since then, he and I had a conversation. I love Rui. I mean, he's one of the brightest young men I've ever been around and had the opportunity to coach in my life. And you know, he's multifaceted, he's strong, he has great hands, he can get out and run, he can go up top, very, very athletic, and really can put the ball in a hole as you saw today.
It's truly noteworthy when your own coach gives you a public compliment like that. It might have taken Rui a little while to get comfortable off the bench, but he's now become a huge part of what they do. Even though he doesn't start games for them, he typically does finish them. With Jared Vanderbilt being a bit limited offensively, Rui Hachimura makes for the better fit in their closing lineups. He has now been a part of their last 3 end-of-game lineups, and with all 3 of them having been very important games to them, that really tells you about how highly they view him. I think we can all agree that Rui has come a long way since the trade deadline. He started off pretty well with them, then went through a bit of a rough patch, and has now become one of their most important players overall. And in my opinion, it's really been more about his defense rather than his offense. Now, he obviously had a great offensive game on Sunday, but he has been earning minutes due to his defense. I'm really not sure what clicked for him, but Rui began taking defense seriously after re-entering their rotation. Now, I don't think he ever deserved to be outright benched to begin with, but it might have helped him in the long run. Even though he was once again great offensively in Game 1, his defense will be incredibly important for them moving forward, and I do believe he can keep making an impact there too. Overall though, Rui Hachimura has been a huge part in making the Lakers look the way they are looking right now, and he really deserved to be mentioned first. Although, if we are talking about clicking, then we cannot forget about Austin Reeves, who has really been putting it all together for a while now. Much like Rui, Austin Reeves had a great Game 1 performance, and it's even more impressive when you remember that he was making his playoff debut. Now, he might not have had 29 points, but he still dropped 23 of them and shot over 61% from the field while doing it, and at this point, we are really coming to expect that from him. Very rarely do they have a player shoot more efficiently than LeBron James, and especially if we are talking about a guard or wing player. And yet, Austin Reeves has been more efficient than not only LeBron, but often Anthony Davis too. In fact, he's led their entire team in field goal percentage during the past 15 games, shooting about 58%. I mean, it's one thing to do that for a few games, but he's really been making this a normal occurrence. The guy simply knows how to get buckets. Whether he is attacking the rim, pulling up from the mid-range, or shooting a three-point shot, he is all around a model of efficiency, and it's really been an overlooked aspect of their offensive improvement. I don't think it's purely by coincidence that the Lakers took a huge leap forward in efficiency during that time frame. They went from being 11th in field goal percentage up until that point, to then climbing all the way up to 5th during that 15-game duration. I would truly be shocked if Austin Reeves never has a 50-40-90 season. He nearly did during his second year in the NBA, and he only appears to be getting better. And while the Cap James can claim he saw it coming, I don't think any of us did to this degree, or at least not this quickly anyways.
LeBron, for someone like you who's been a part of countless playoff games, what was it like for you just to watch someone like Austin in his first career playoff game do what he did, and then for you as a leader, just, you know, kind of run me through what the conversations have been like with Austin leading up
well,
to
it's
this.
not surprising to me. I knew from the first practice that we had when we grabbed him that it wasn't going to be long. He wasn't going to be a two-way player for long. But then a couple weeks went by. I knew he was going to get a guaranteed contract at some point. I just know I've been around the game long enough to know great basketball IQ players, and I know the type of players that fit with my game, and I knew Austin would be that right away. So
Austin Reeves went from being a quality bench player to now being their third option on offense at times, and even a guy that LeBron lets handle ball handling duties. I know we often tend to think about LeBron and Anthony Davis when the Lakers do well, which they definitely deserve credit for once again, but this time it was a lot more about Rui Hachimura and Austin Reeves. With that being said though, I think we can all agree that LeBron and Anthony Davis are looking pretty good too, and dare I even say like the 2019-2020 version of themselves. I mean, you can argue that Anthony Davis is looking even better than that, and that's really quite the compliment too. Now, I know he gave us an injury scare during the first half, but the guy absolutely dominated game 1, and he did it without even putting up that many points. Now, a 22-point game is by no means bad, but AD dominated this game on defense and with his rebounding. He blocked 7 shots alone, and then out-rebounded both Jaren Jackson Jr. and Xavier Tillman combined. And he's really been doing this all year now too. Anthony Davis finished with a new career high in field goal percentage, offensive rebounds per game, total rebounds per game, and then played the most games since the 2019-2020 NBA season. If they are getting that version of Anthony Davis, then I'm really not sure anybody can stop them. We watched how far they can go before with Anthony Davis playing this way, and it's giving me a lot of those same vibes. Now, everything depends on both him and LeBron staying healthy, of course, but if we're evaluating how they're looking right now, then it's completely fair to be optimistic about them, even enough to see them making a deep playoff run. The problem they've had for quite a while now is relying far too heavily on LeBron and Anthony Davis, and while they definitely took a couple wrong turns in trying to fix that, it now appears that they're back on track. Between how good LeBron and AD are looking, the production they're getting from their role players, and then the amount of quality depth they have in general, everything is looking pretty good for the Lakers right now. With all of that being said though, what do you guys think? How impressed have you been with the Lakers lately? And do you think they can keep it up? Comment your thoughts down below. That will do it for this video though. Big thank you to those of you who took the time to watch until the end of this video, and until the end of all of my videos in general. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, be sure to drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and turn on notifications to get notified right away when I drop a new video. But as always, thank you for watching and have a great day.